Tonight, the Columbus State University Cougars are at home to take on the Clayton State Lakers in Peach Belt Conference action. Hi again, everyone. Scott Miller courtside at Herbert Green Court inside the Lumpkin Center, where the Cougars come in off of a thrilling last-second win on the road against Flagler on Saturday. 9-7 in Peach Belt play, 14-10 overall. Clayton State comes in with a 4-12 league record, 6-17 overall, but they've won 3 in a row. On January 22nd at Clayton State, CSU took a 77-72 win despite making just one three-pointer on the night. Hunter Preston led the way to that victory with 25 points. And a little earlier, I had a chance to talk with Coach Robert Moore.
Scott, when you're playing a team like Clayton State, because it's become such a rival, so you know both teams going to be ready to play.
Yeah, and you're right, it is a rival, and usually when we play, a lot of times it goes right down to the wire, and crazy things happen throughout.
Oh, yeah, the last time we played them at Clayton State, we had a big lead, and then they came back, and we had to hold on for the victory. We made 6 straight free throws down the stretch, so you have to make plays in rival games. If our guys will step up and make plays, I like our chance.
We've talked about this, but we've got 4 regular season games to go. The conference tournament begins after that. Now it's more about your team than the opponent, isn't it? Trying to get better and trying to get that momentum going into the postseason.
Oh, you said it best. Just trying to get momentum going into the tournament. You want to be playing your best basketball when the tournament starts, and just trying to get your rotations down and what guys can and cannot do. So just making sure your team improves and sharpen up some things so you can be prepared for the tournament.
All right, what do we need to do here tonight?
More than anything, we got to play defense and make sure they don't get any easy shots. We got to rebound. I love our rebounding lately. We've been out-rebounding our opponent by like +9. So if we can hit the offensive glass, make sure we get some points in transition off our defense. I like it.
All right, Robert, thanks.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, Coach Robert Moore there as the Cougars getting set to take on the Lakers. And joining me here at courtside, as usual at home, is my friend and broadcast partner, former Cougar great Mike Sanda. And Mike, the Cougars come in off of a big win on Saturday, but Clayton State, who's struggled this year, they've won 3 in a row coming in here.
Well, wouldn't you know it? You catch them at a time when they've won 3 in a row. It's been a really tough go this year for Clayton State, 6-17, 4-12 in the league. And CSU sitting kind of right there in that 5th spot, 2 clear of Flagler and Georgia College and 2 behind Lander. So just another big home conference game for CSU. And quite frankly, Scott, this is a game that they should win against this Clayton team.
Well, and this is a game, I think now as you look at it, we all know now that the at-large bid for the NCAA tournament is now not going to happen.
You're right. Yeah, there's no question. They're going to have to do something miraculous in the tournament. It would be nice, though. You talked to Robert about getting on that roll going into the end of the season, going into that tournament. You want to be playing your best, and they can get that going here tonight.
Well, and that's what it's all about, trying to get better, trying to figure out some things down the stretch maybe that haven't worked, come up with some new things that do work, and get in. Because, look, when CSU is playing as well as they can play, they are a very dangerous basketball team, and they would be capable of winning the Peach Belt Conference tournament if they get hot at the right time.
No question about it. They've beaten Pembroke on this court. They've beaten Augusta on this court. They played Lander. They've had a tough time with them, but they played Aiken very tough at their place, and those are the top 4 teams. So it's time for this team to kind of get it in gear, get things moving in the right direction, because the postseason will be here before you know it.
4 games remaining in the regular season. Cougars come out all in white, trimmed in red and blue. The Lakers in blue, trimmed in orange and white. And the tap is knocked out of bounds, and the official over here didn't see it. Neither did the guy on the other side, so they're going to re-jump it. We're going to have a do-over.
A duo. You got 3 guys out there. None of them saw it, so we're going to do it again.
Cam Paulding will jump it against Rico Sams. And that time they both whiffed on the way up. Neither one touched it. So maybe the third time will be the charm, and it is. CSU wins it in the backcourt. Bryant Givens. And that second time looked like me swinging at a slider. BG for three. Yes, sir.
That's a good start for CSU. Bryant Givens just caught it and let it go.
BG, you know, has not had one of those games all year where he just dominates everything. There's a long three up top, no good, and a long rebound goes to the Lakers. So
one of those, 35-point jobs where he just goes crazy.
And so we saw it last year. We know he's capable of it. It would be nice to get him one or two or three or four or five of those down the stretch. Layup attempted, traffic, no good. Rebound goes to CSU. BG into the front court. JT kicks it back to Givens. Kicks it into the corner to Zay Horton for three. Yes, sir. Zay Horton picking up where he left off on Saturday.
We had 30 on Saturday, and I was wondering why he didn't shoot it when he first caught it, and they just backed off of him, and he drilled it.
Jumper no good. Rebound Zay. Horton into the front court. Zay gets it down to Bryant Givens down in the corner. BG will take a three and make it. Maybe tonight's the night. Timeout, Clayton State.
That's the kind of start you want right there. And Clayton having to get a timeout before we even hit the 18-minute mark. CSU 9, Clayton 0.
All three baskets from behind the arc, two from Bryant Givens.
So everything has gone right this evening except for the jump ball. Once we got the game started, it's been pretty good. CSU 3 threes here early. Bryant Givens with a couple and Zay Horton with one. I wish all the games started like this.
Man, oh man. The players, the reserves on the bench as the players came to the huddle were trying to cool themselves off because the starters were so hot. The baseball team is back tonight down in that corner right next to their bench, and they've enjoyed the start as well. All right, into the front court is Kyle Kinsey. Kinsey gets it to Abrams. Abrams at the free throw line. Backdoor cut, laid it up and in.
It's amazing what you see out of a timeout. Teams come right out and run what the coach asks, and they got an easy basket.
9-2. BG for three, not this time. And Anthony Moore got the rebound but missed the putback. Cam Paulding didn't miss it. Cam cleaned it up good.
Yes, he did. That was a nice play by Cam Paulding.
And they get the ball down low. In and out, no good, but they got it back. And a foul on JT.
And across the way, Coach Moore over there looking at Zay Horton saying, what are you doing? The ball came off the rim and nobody for CSU went after it.
First foul of the game. Robert is currently tied with the legendary Frank Sonny Clements, who started this program for second place on the all-time wins list at CSU. And the free throw is good, so one more win, and Robert will move past Coach Clements.
And then he has a long climb up the hill to get to Coach Green, that's for sure.
And the next one is good.
But a nice feat for Robert if he can get that win tonight. Be second on the all-time wins list.
11-4. And a jump hook by Cam Paulding in the lane, good.
That's as good a move as I've seen him make all year. Just no hesitation, nice jump hook.
17:29 on the clock here in the first half. Baseline, kick it back out to Hart down in the left corner. Hart jumps into JT. Come on, he jumped right into him, and JT's going to get called for a second foul.
Well, I agree. JT was really trying to avoid the contact, and as you said, Scott, the Clayton player, Brian Hart, leaning in there and getting the call.
You talked about that in the women's game, where it's just something that the officials they've just got to start getting that right.
They really do. And, you know, if you go back 20, 25 years, guys played away from contact. And now the game has become a game of contact. Everybody looking to initiate contact. And I think that's an area that the officials need to get much better in.
All right, what has happened here?
Are they arguing the 2 or the 3?
Yeah, that's what it is. They gave him 3. And quite frankly, I couldn't see blocked.
It was on the left side of the floor. You and I have a tough time seeing that spot on the court, but he got the 3 and made them all.
All right, 13-7 CSU. Bryant Gibbons bounce pass to Zay Horton. Zay spins, baseline jumper is good.
Well, there's not a player in this league that can stop that. When he fades away like that with those long arms, that is an unstoppable shot.
15-7. Drive to the hoop, and Cam Paulding knocked it right out of the hands of big Williams Jr.
Yeah, Tion Williams Jr. out of Phoenix City. Interesting. Played a little bit at Lincoln Memorial, now at Clayton.
It's a 6'10" beanpole. He gets it in up top. They'll take a 3 and miss it. And a rebounding foul over the back on Ricardo Sams Jr.
Nice call by the official there. I wonder if Anthony Moore and big Tion Williams know each other. Anthony from Phoenix City as well.
Into the front court, Bryant Gibbons. BG in the key. Zay, here's Carl Ivy outside the arc on the right side. Puts it on the floor, drives to the baseline, and drew the foul on the floor.
I don't necessarily like Carl Ivy in that spot. That's kind of bad business for him. He's a spot-up shooter, but drew the foul there.
All right, BG baseline to the right of the basket. Gets it into Ivy. Carl behind the arc on the right side. Dribbles inside of it. Anthony Moore. Bryant Gibbons. BG will take a 3 and make it, and he's fouled. Count the bucket. Bryant Gibbons.
You called this off right at the top of the broadcast. You said it could be one of those nights, and it kind of has the feel of that. His shot looks really good. He's energized into the game. Already has 9 points.
All 3 from behind the arc. And that got Coach Jimmy Lake fired up on that. BG's free throw is good, the 4-point play.
And you mentioned this as well, Scott. You said this team is a dangerous team. When they're making their shots, they can be scary. And so far tonight, they have looked very impressive.
All right, into the front court is Brian Hart. Hart at the head of the key down the left side of the lane, and a floater is good. That's tough.
Yeah, Hart yelling at the official. He needs to calm down.
I don't know what that's about.
And now he's jawing at BG. That's not a good idea either.
Not to somebody who's already dropped 10 on you here. 4 minutes into the game. Anthony Moore, Cam Paulding in the paint, turn around, good.
Boy, that's 2 beautiful moves from Cam Paulding. Man, he looks really good early.
Behind the arc, kicked it over on the arc on the right side. Hunter up top. There is the big guy at the free throw line, down on the baseline. Shot is up, no good, but a foul on Cam Paulding. And that'll get us to the media timeout. Good start for the Cougars. Well, scratch that. A great start for the Cougars. 21-9. CSU on top, 15-29 on the clock in the first half.
While they're focused on success, we're focused on them. Because protecting college athletes doesn't only happen on the field. After the buzzer, it's about healthier student athletes. So we're reforming to meet their needs, investing in groundbreaking research, and changing the conversation around mental health. We're working hard to protect college athletes because prioritizing their well-being creates a pathway to
Well, the Cougars off to a red-hot start, lead at 21-9.
8 of 10 from the field, 4 of 5 from three-point range. They came out and made their first 3 3-point attempts, and most of the damage so far, well, it's really been 3 guys. It's Brian Givens, he has 10 points, Cam Paulding with 6, and Zay Horton with 5. This is as good as Cam Paulding has looked offensively to me all year, and he has the height advantage down there, but the difference tonight, he's finishing those plays. He's made a couple of beautiful moves in the paint.
All right, so the Lakers will shoot 2. And it will be Kyle Kinsey. Well, Mike, we made 1 3-point field goal at their place in January and still won the game. And now we've made 4 here at the First Media.
It's crazy. It's a crazy game. And really, CSU hasn't shot the 3 very well all year, but tonight they are all going in.
Kinsey made the first free throw, and the second one bounced around about 3 times and dropped in there. 21-11 Cougars. Anthony Moore right in front of us. Zay Horton, right wing. Up top, Carl Ivy. Can't get the shot off. BG right wing, gets it to Cam Paulding, puts it on the baseline, gets it into the paint, kicks it out to Ivy. He drives into the paint, and a floater is blocked. Should have been goaltending. Back the other way. A whistle and a foul on CSU. That appeared to be a clear goaltending back the other way.
I thought so. And not one of the refs signaled anything. And Coach Moore going crazy over there. I mean, that was clearly a goaltend.
Foul was on Zay. Coach Moore pleading his case over on the far side. And they're trying to get the shot clock correct. All right, baseline, get it in. Behind the arc is Abrams. Abrams, it's tipped, but they run it down. Kinsey does. 17 on the shot clock. Kinsey, near the logo, gets it to Williams. Gets it down low, off the glass to Kinsey. Good.
Boy, Zay Horton got completely turned around there, lost sight of the ball, and that led to an easy Clayton State layup.
21-13. Cougars. Carl Ivy. Zay Horton, Carl Ivy, a wide open 3, head of the key, missed it. Big Williams got another rebound. And Zay just picked up his second foul.
No need for that. You are 90 feet from the basket and committing a foul, and he's going to have to go sit down. And the coaches are asking him why. Just totally unnecessary.
So a guy who's as hot as anybody in the league, or hotter, 30 points on Saturday, great start tonight. He's got to sit on the bench with 2 fouls, 14-18 here in the first half. They reverse it for a wide open 3 and drain it Hart.
Well, 3 for Hart, and he is yapping away out there.
Brian Givens, head of the key. Hunter Preston, who's checked in when Zay checked out. Hunter had a big game against them up there. Brian Givens into the paint, dishes it off to Anthony Moore. He blocked his shot. Cam got it back, put it up, and scored. And he's fouled. Count the bucket.
Cam Paulding in the right spot once again. He is having a career here in the first 6 minutes of this game. 8 points for Cam Paulding.
Foul was on Abrams. 23-16.
Yeah, Cam Paulding comes in averaging not even 4 a game and already with 8.
Missed the free throw, rebound Lakers. So Cam and Hunter Preston in the game at the same time. That usually doesn't happen, but this time with Zay Horton with 2 fouls, change it up a little bit. Williams trying to back down Cam, post him up. Good defense, won't let him do it. He kicks it out for 3. No. Cam with a rebound.
Yeah, nice box out that time by Cam Paulding.
Brian Givens into the front court. BG kicks it on the wing. Carl Ivy for 3, short. Rebound Lakers, long outlet pass. They'll hit the trailing man, kick it back down in the corner. Kinsey for three, good.
And Clayton has really done a nice job of fighting back here. They've had that lead down to 4.
Anthony Moore into the front court. 12:59 left in the half. Anthony kicks it to a wide open BG, short from the corner. Rebound goes to the Lakers. Kinsey kicks it out. They'll pull a three and make it. Abrams with it. And just like that, the Lakers are back to within 1.
So the crowd was into it. It was 21-9, and now it's 23-22.
DG behind the arc on the left side. Up top, Anthony Moore. Cam Paulding, baseline jumper, no. Tipped up by Anthony Moore, no. And the rebound goes to the Lakers. They can take a lead. We stop the ball. Kinsey up top. Williams, left elbow. Great pass. Shot, and there is blocked into the hands of CSU. Carl Ivy into the front court. Carl gets it down to Anthony Moore. Back out to Ivy. 11:53 on the clock in the first half. CSU, a long three by Bryant Givens, air ball out of bounds, and that'll get us to the media timeout. 11:46. Well, so far it's been a tale of the 2 media timeouts. The first one, it was all CSU. The second one, it's all Clayton State. They pulled to within 1.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools, for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means
(23-22) Cougars, 11:46 to play in the first half.
And that 23 for CSU doesn't sound so bad if they wouldn't have had 21, as you said before the break. And they had 21 at the first media timeout, and they have gone ice cold from the floor, and Clayton has climbed all the way back into this game.
Clayton's on a 13-2 run to wipe out a 12-point deficit. Within 1 and have the ball. Chris Old School Horton is in the game for the first time tonight, as is Stanley Taylor. School did not make the trip on Saturday. He rolled his ankle here 1 week ago against North Georgia, and it's obviously much better now. Head of the key, Kinsey. Kicked it out to Brian Hart. Hart, free throw line jumper. Good, man, is that a tough shot?
Very tough shot. Just a good one-on-one play, and Hart now with 10 points.
And they have come all the way back from a 12-point deficit to lead by 1, and 5 minutes is all it took. Jumper no good, rebound knocked away. Bryant Givens comes up with it, will drive to the hoop, and past it, and he hits the deck hard as he is fouled. And a foul on Clayton State, and looks like he's okay.
That was a hard hit. He ran into Gabriel Joseph Bryan down there, and BG got the worst of that collision.
We've scored 2 points in 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
And as good as this team can look at times, they go through these stretches where they just cannot score.
We had one of those 5-minute stretches against North Georgia last Wednesday here. Tay in the paint, drew the foul, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Nice move by Tay there. Ton of contact down there, and Tay getting the call.
Williams, the big 6'10" guy with the foul. All right, Stanley Taylor out of Virginia. First free throw, no good. Cougars have really been rebounding the ball well in the last 3 weeks. Boy, missed both free throws. Rebound Clayton State.
And Robert mentioned that in the pregame, out-rebounding their opponents by 9 a game.
Long three, good by Hart, his second.
Yeah, Hart's having a lot of fun out there. He is certainly backing up his yapping with a lot of points in the first half, 13 for him.
BG for three, missed it. And then Hunter Preston knocked it away, saved it. Great hustle play by Hunter Preston. Zay in the corner for three, good!
That's a big shot there. Brian Givens has missed badly on his last two, but they find Zay in the corner. 8 points for Zay now.
That was made possible by Hunter Preston diving out of bounds to throw it back in for a jump ball, and it went right to a teammate.
Yeah, good call. Every single play matters. Every possession matters.
A drive, shot off the glass. No, but he got it back and put it in. That's Abrams.
We were talking about the rebounding. CSU did a poor job there, and Abrams getting his own and putting it back in.
29-26, Clayton State. Cougars kicked it out to Old School for three. Shot it long, and a rebound, Clayton State. Outlet to Kinsey. Dribbled it off his foot, but maintains the possession. Gets it into the paint, and a whistle and a foul against CSU, and they'll go to the line to shoot two.
CSU right there, a poor job of getting back. Clayton just running a little bit harder than CSU, and Gabriel Joseph Bryan will be at the line.
Shooting two. As soon as he tucks his shirt in.
Yeah, one thing I'll say for Clayton is they are certainly an athletic bunch. They always are. This team doesn't shoot it as well as some of their teams in the past, but I'll tell you what, they have some guys that like to get up and down, a very athletic team.
Well, I'll tell you, CSU hit them right in the mouth coming out of the gate tonight. 9-0 lead, 12-point lead, and didn't phase them a bit.
They didn't. They took the punch and came right back swinging, and they now have a 3-point lead.
Now they missed both free throws, and into the front court, Robert Davis Jr. Bad pass, it's stolen. They've got a run out. Look out. Oh, he missed the layup, and it's knocked out of bounds by CSU, says the official on the baseline. Let's see if the other two guys talked to him. No. Well, he missed the layup. It looked like he wanted to dunk it and then changed his mind.
Well, that's exactly right. He wanted to dunk it. Oh my goodness.
And a crazy shot, fade away, 15-footer, no good. CSU with the rebound.
I mean, it sounded like a comedy club in here for a moment. The crowd got a huge kick out of that, but you're right, Scott. He wanted to dunk it, went up and tried to lay it in and missed the easy one.
Robert Davis Jr. head of the key. JT, Stanley Taylor for three. Air ball, out of bounds.
And Stanley Taylor is certainly a better shooter than that. That one was way off the mark.
We hit our first three-pointers coming out of the gate. We've made another one, but we've also fired some air balls up from behind the arc. 3-point Clayton lead. In the corner for three. Spun out. That's a break. Rebound JT. JT into the front court. Gets it to Zay Horton for three. Good again, Zay Horton.
Need to find Zay a little bit more. He is shooting it really well tonight. 11 points. He has 3 triples.
29-29. In the paint, Williams against Hunter Preston. And he's in there for Eber, but he travels before he gets called for the too long in the lane.
That will certainly take your pick of which turnover you like. 3 seconds or traveling. The refs chose traveling. That's a good job by Hunter Preston, just staying in front of Big Williams for Clayton.
29-29. Zay Horton backing down his man, gets in the paint, contact, no call, ball short. Clayton back the other way, and Robert Davis Jr. fouled him to prevent a layup attempt. That'll get us to the media timeout and a tie game, 29-29. .741 left in the first half, 29-29.
CSU started this game 8 of 10. Since then, not so good. 3 of 16, which has allowed Clayton to get right back in it. And Scott just told you we're all tied up at 29. Feels like we've played an entire half and there's almost 8 minutes left.
It's been a very eventful first half.
Yes, it has. A lot of up and down play. Seen a little bit of everything. Some missed layups, a bunch of missed threes, and nothing has been solved as Brian Hart will be at the line shooting a couple.
And the first one is no good. He's got 13. 1 for 4, rather, beg your pardon, 3 for 4 at the free throw line. That one's good. And the Lakers are back on top, 30-29. JT, Zay Horton on the arc on the right side. Zay spins. Shot is up short and knocked out of bounds by Clayton State. Zay wanting a foul, turned and looked at the official, got nothing from him.
I don't blame him. That time Kyle Kinsey brought his arms down, and that's normally an automatic foul. The ref's swallowing the whistle there.
JT, trigger man, right side of the basket. Gets it into Davis Jr. Hunter Preston for 3, short. And Tay saved a long rebound, got it back to Davis Jr. into Hunter Preston, and a dunk.
Well, good seal that time down in the paint by Hunter Preston, and a beautiful delivery there from Robert Davis Jr.
Cougars up by 1. Drive, missed a layup, and rebound goes to CSU. They missed a wide open layup. JT looked at a long 3, puts it on the floor instead. Picks up the dribble. Davis Jr. gets it to Hunter Preston. Mid-post right side. Posting up a smaller man, takes him to the glass, misses it, tipped up no. Stanley Taylor got it, he's fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Hunter Preston missing an easy one there, but Stanley Taylor getting all over the glass. Nice offensive rebound. And Stanley Taylor, we both know, Scott, loves to shoot the basketball, and tonight he has missed 2 free throws and shot an air ball from 3, so I'm betting these go in.
And the first one is good.
Those shoes he's wearing tonight are absolutely awful. They're bad.
How would you describe those?
It's just awful.
I guess you already did, didn't you?
They are bad.
The second free throw is good. Good call on that part.
Yeah, Tay he's a shooter. He loves to shoot and got those 2 to go in.
33-30. Cougars on top, 6:27 left in the first half. Abrams driving into the paint. We strip it from him, out of bounds, touch last by CSU.
And if you go to the rim in this game, you better pack a lunch. The refs are letting a lot go around the basket.
It is a big boy basketball down low tonight. A foul on the wing. Oh, my goodness. you could get hammered in the paint and they don't call anything, and they call a little touch foul on the wing.
And that's a perfect description. That's really the problem I have with the game right now. To me, it's officiated backwards. Guys going to the rim and just getting blasted, no call, and then you touch somebody on the perimeter and they call it. And that, to me, needs to change.
That's 2 fouls on Robert, so he has to check out of the game, and Bryant Gibbons is back in. All right, here's Hunter at the line. 1-1. First one's good. 33-31. And that one is also good. Cougars by 1. 6:09 left in the first half here. We're at Pembroke on Saturday afternoon. Bryant Gibbons drives into the paint. He's stuffed, but he got it back. Gets it into the corner. Zay Horton puts it on the floor. He gets bumped, no call. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Lakers. And JT and a Laker, Hunter, take a tumble at midcourt. They're both up okay. Picked up the dribble. Big Williams. Wide open, takes a 3. There's a reason he was wide open. Air ball out of bounds.
Well, that is Tion Williams' 16th three-point attempt of the year. And surprisingly, I'm glad you're sitting out, he's made 5.
Is that right?
Yes, he has.
Well, that one looked like I shot it.
That was not a very good effort. And as a reward, he'll get to go sit down for a little bit.
Into the front court. He was way short and wide open. Maybe he was too open, huh? JT.
Is that the excuse you would use?
Sounds like I've used that before. Free throw line jumper by Stanley Taylor. No good. Rebound Lakers. Kinsey into the front court. Kinsey to the baseline and drew a foul.
Stanley Taylor mad at himself. That's a shot on the other end that he normally makes, that 15-foot jumper. And he's going to go have a seat after committing the foul.
And Devin Porter Wilson will check in for him. At the University of North Carolina, Pembroke on Saturday, 1:30 women, 3:30 men, right here on Cougar Sports TV, audio only as on the road games. Free throw by Kinsey is good.
Don't forget to pack your oxygen tanks. Sitting up high.
Up in the crow's nest. Free throw is good. Clayton on top, 34-33. Supposed to be very cold up there this weekend. Anthony Moore, JT behind the arc on the right side. Zay Horton head of the key. Zay, left elbow jumper, good.
Beautiful. He's really, really good off the dribble.
35-34. Cougars, 4:36 left in the first half. There's a long 3 that's too long, and Anthony Moore got a rebound. Outlet to Bryant Gibbons up the middle of the floor. They stop the ball, but BG maintains the dribble into the paint, puts it up short, and the rebound knocked loose into the hands of the Lakers. Drive to the baseline. We cut the drive off. He dribbles back to the elbow, gets it down, the post, gets it over on the wing. Bad pass. JT stole it. JT out. He's got one man back to beat and puts it up long. There's Devin Porter Wilson with the follow. No, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's a nice job by Devin Porter Wilson. Just trailing the play in case of a miss, and he was right there to scoop it up.
So DP, as his teammates call him. Free throw, no good. Here comes the 6'10" kid back in, Williams.
It seems like about a month ago, Scott, it was 21-9 at the under 16. A very what seems like a long half of basketball, and teams just kind of trading punches right now.
Second free throw is good. Cougars up by 2. Just ticked under the 4-minute mark. Got one more media timeout remaining in this half. Kinsey way out on the right wing, right in front of our bench. Gets it down. Shot is up. No. Rebound goes to Anthony Moore on the miss from Joseph Bryan. And then Anthony back the other way. Fumbled it out of bounds. Turnover.
That's really as much on BG as it is Anthony Moore. That's a tough pass to handle there.
He really never had it.
Yeah, that's a tough play to try to make.
Media timeout, 3:41 left in the first half. Cougars up by 2 here on Cougar Sports TV.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
It's more than a whistle or a call. We're committed to giving college athletes a fair shot, on and off the field. Covering the full cost of attendance, because college costs go beyond tuition. Keeping dreams on track, regardless of performance or not.
Cougars up by 2, 3:41 left in the first half.
And the baseball players doing their part during the timeout, letting the officials know what they think of their performance so far in the first half. Gotta love those baseball players, don't you?
I do, man. Those baseball players are great. They come here, they have a great time. They get on the opposing players and the officials. I don't know what they were saying, but it was obviously funny because one official was trying his darndest not to laugh. There's a whistle and a foul on Anthony Moore. Man.
Maybe some residual effect of what the baseball players had to say to the officials, because one of the officials standing down there made that call.
It's the double bonus now for the Lakers. Free throws good by Hart.
Well, Brian Hart is certainly one of the more talkative players I've seen this year, but he is backing his talk up with some good play in this first half. 16 points for him.
He's got 16 of their 36 points. We're all tied again. Zay Horton way out on the left wing. Up top, Anthony Moore. DP gets it to Zay, takes a long three, no, and the rebound knocked into the Laker bench by Clayton State.
That was all Anthony Moore going up there. Good effort by him to keep that play alive.
Reset it to 20. Bryant Gibbons behind the arc, drives into the paint, kicks it out to Anthony Moore. Long two, good.
I can't believe that shot went in. That's a tough look for Anthony Moore.
His first basket of the night, 38-36 Cougars. They get it down on the underneath the bucket, but can't shoot. There's Williams. He misses it as he drove to the hoop. Devin Porter Wilson with the rebound. BG to Cam Paulding. Fingertip roll good.
That was a great pass by BG. He hit Cam right on the money that time, and Cam with a nice George Gervin-like finger roll. 10 points for Cam.
Well, there's a name from the past right there.
Well, that guy, he was awesome.
He was, wasn't he? Driving inside down to the baseline. Williams will take a long two, and he'll make it. See, he says, I told you I could shoot.
Absolutely. Nice touch on that one.
It really was.
Not phased at all by that air ball he shot a couple minutes ago.
Well, you great shooters, you don't let that bother you.
Absolutely. Just have to let those bad misses go.
40-38, Cougars. Cam Paulding post up Williams. Williams falls down, and Cam lays it up. You can pick up your laundry at the laundromat.
Yeah, Williams was embarrassed on that play. Nice move by Cam Paulding.
Behind the arc on the right side, drives to the baseline, jumper short, rebound Bryant Gibbons. BG into the front court. BG behind the back, down the left side of the lane, kicks it out. Devin Porter Wilson for three, yes sir!
that play was all made by the Tasmanian Devil, as you guys like to call him, BG, getting into the lane and dishing it to DP for a deep three.
The Cougars are up by 7 with 1:27. Well, we started the half on fire and trying to end it the same way. Head of the key, Hart against Anthony Moore. Drives in, drew the foul. And we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Hart just forcing his way to the basket that time and took a couple of good shots in there.
Free throw's good.
Reminds me a little bit of a guy that played for Aiken last year, a little short guy that talked a lot. And I said about him, I bet he got in a lot of fights when he was a kid. Just likes to run his mouth. But as I said, he is playing quite the half. 18 for him in the first half.
Got to figure out some way to slow him down in the second half. Cougars with a 5-point lead, 1:07 left in the half. Cam Paulding head of the key, Devin Porter Wilson. Oh, he had Bryant Gibbons breaking wide open and threw the pass too high and out of bounds.
He went to the right place with the ball, but clearly overthrew BG that time.
Robert calls the use it or lose it timeout, so we'll hold it right here. Well, today, my baby girl, Lauren, is celebrating her 32nd birthday, if I can believe that. I cannot. And she and her husband Miles are on a vacation. They're out at Big Bend National Park out in Texas. So happy birthday. I cannot believe 32.
I want to cry. I really do.
Well, let me give you some perspective on that. When Mike was playing, Lauren was a toddler, and Mike was her favorite player, and I can still see them out in the middle of the floor taking a picture there, and now she's 32.
Well, congratulations to you and happy birthday, Lauren. Hopefully they're not listening. Hopefully they're having a good time out there.
I don't think they're tuned into Cougar Sports TV tonight. Up top, head of the key. 13 on the shot clock, 42 left in the half. Kinsey, 8 on the shot clock, drives to the baseline. We won't let him in. 5 on the shot clock. They're way out. Hart takes a peek at the shot clock, fires up, rims it out, no good. Rebound Cam Paulding. He almost made that thing.
He did. Great defense that time by CSU, just locking everybody up, forcing a very tough shot.
So the shot clock is off. 14 seconds left in the half. Cougars with the ball and a 5-point lead. BG near the logo. 8 seconds. BG bounce pass to Zay Horton. Reverse layup. Good. And there's a long one at the buzzer that's nowhere near. And the Cougars started the half red hot, and they end the half hot. And a 7-point halftime lead, Mike.
So really a nice way to finish the half. Really a bookend of a half for CSU. Opened the game on a 21-9 run and really closed the first half with a flurry. A nice play to end the half that time. Great pass by BG. Great finish by Zay Horton, who had 15 points in that first half. CSU going to take a 7-point lead to the half.
And we'll be back in just a moment with the first half stats here on Cougar Sports TV.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I would do it.
All right, Scott and Mike back at Herbert Green Court, and Mike has the first half stats with the Cougars up by 7.
For Clayton State in that first half, they were 10 of 29 from the floor, 4 of 12 from three-point range. They shot 19 free throws in that first half and made 16 of them. They were led in scoring by their point guard, Brian Hart. He had 18 points. Byron Abrams had 5. Aresha Hunter with 4. Kyle Kinsey with 11. And big Tion Williams Jr., 6'10", post player, had 2 points for Clayton State. For CSU, 18 of 34 in the first, 18 of 43 from the floor, 7 of 17 from three-point range, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. They were led in scoring by all-conference player Zay Horton. He had 15. Cam Paulding had a great half of basketball. He had 12 points and 5 rebounds. Bryant Gibbons had 10 for CSU. Stanley Taylor had 2. Hunter Preston with 2. And Devin Porter Wilson came off the bench to score 4 to close it out for CSU, who lead at the half 47-40.
All right, we're going to step away for a little while here, and you can go grab a sandwich, something to eat, a little refreshments, and we'll be back shortly for the start of the second half here on Cougar Sports TV.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We can stop to make sure someone is okay. Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us.
To intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus, and why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity. While they're focused on success, we're focused on them. Because protecting college athletes doesn't only happen on the field. After the buzzer, it's about healthier student athletes. So we're reforming to meet their needs, investing in groundbreaking research, and changing the conversation around mental health. We're working hard to protect college athletes, because prioritizing their well-being creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity. Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay, get in the way, and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, No one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
It's more than a whistle or a call. We're committed to giving college athletes a fair shot, on and off the field. Covering the full cost of attendance, because college costs go beyond tuition. Keeping dreams on track, regardless of performance or injury. And creating equal opportunities and inclusive environments. It's about respecting college athletes and prioritizing fairness to build a pathway to lifelong opportunity.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me.
You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter. Shortstop. High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities?
Scott Miller, Mike Sanda back at Herbert Green Court, where the Cougars lead the Lakers 47-40 as we get set to get the second half underway.
Colleges in Georgia.
Well, Zay Horton with a big first half for CSU with 15 points. We're going to need to, we might need to get him to 30 again in this game for CSU to have a chance to win. He had 30 on Saturday down at Flagler, and you can, I mean, he really kind of has it rolling right now. He was really, really good in that first half, but he has those 2 fouls. We need to keep an eye on that.
Yep, and we've got to find some way to slow down Brian Hart. He's got 18 for the Lakers.
Well, as much as he talked in that first half, I have a story I'd like to get out before this game's over, but in due time.
All right, so stay tuned, kids. It'll be story time from Coach Mike coming up in this second half. Down the right side of the lane, layup attempt, no good. Rebound goes to the Cougars. Brian Gibbons, Zay Horton. JT wide open in the left corner, missed it. Backside rebound tipped up by Anthony Moore, no. Rebound Clayton State.
Well, Jalen Thomas took just 1 shot in the first half, comes right out and fires one to open the second half for CSU.
Brian Abrams, I beg your pardon, gives it up. Gets it back now, ahead of the key for 3, no. They get a rebound though. Kick it off to Kinsey, off the glass, good.
Clayton staying with the play there, and Kyle Kinsey now with 13 points.
JT up top, Zay Horton, Brian Gibbons, Cam Paulding ahead of the key, Anthony Moore, JT, Cam Paulding way out on the arc. Bad pass, turnover. Into the front court, Hunter pulls a three, misses it, and Cam Paulding grabs a rebound. Into the front court, Bryant Gibbons, floater in the lane is good.
Nice individual play by BG. He said, we're not setting up any offense this time. I'm going right to the lane.
And the Cougars with their 7-point halftime lead back. A minute 40 into the second half. Head of the key, that's Hart. He is stripped by Bryant Gibbons. Ball goes out of bounds, still belongs to the Lakers.
That looked like a foul to me. And that's another one of those plays you see a guy going to the rim, and it may have been all ball. I didn't have the best angle, but there was some contact.
They try to get it in right in front of the baseball players down there. They do on the wing for three, no good. JT comes away with a rebound. Gets it out to Anthony Moore. Anthony into the lane, off the glass, good.
Kyle Kinsey offering no resistance. Anthony Moore using that muscular frame of his to get to the rim there. Nice play.
Cougars up 51-42. We got off to a red-hot start. Our first three-pointer attempts went in, 9-0 lead. Jumper, no. Anthony Moore with a rebound, but they sneak in. Kinsey does and steals it from him. He shoots a three and makes it.
Wow. So Anthony Moore with a good rebound, but he fell asleep, and it cost CSU 3 points.
Into the front court, Bryant Gibbons. JT. Bryant Gibbons behind the arc on the right side for three. Good again, Bryant Gibbons.
Boy, that's 5 quick points here in the second half for BG.
54-45. We've made 1 3-pointer against these guys at their place and still beat them. Tonight, we're raining threes. Lead is 9 for the Cougars. Lakers with the ball, and we've got a foul on CSU.
That's another call there that I just don't understand. It had nothing to do with the play, and a foul called away from the ball.
They get it in on the wing. Kinsey kicks it out to Abrams. Abrams down the right side of the lane. Reverse layup blocked by Anthony Moore into the hands of BG. His pass is deflected out of bounds. Touch last by CSU.
BG, the right idea there, just did not get enough air underneath that pass. CSU would have had a run out there, and Clayton doing a good job of just tipping that ball.
All right. Kinsey gives it to Hart. Hart right in front of us. Pass down to Williams, fumbled it out of bounds. Well, it hit him right in the hands, and he lost it.
And that has to be frustrating for Brian Hart. You throw it up to a 6'10 guy, you figure he's going to come down with it, and poor effort there from Williams.
JT gets it over to BG. Baseline drive, reverse layup, good. Have a night, Bryant Gibbons.
Well, 7 points here in the second half for Bryant Gibbons.
Back the other way in the lane, and a whistle and a foul on CSU, on BG. That'll get us to the media timeout. 15:55 to play. Cougars up 56-45 here on Cougar Sports TV.
It's more than a whistle or a call. We're committed to giving college athletes a fair shot, on and off the field. Covering the full cost of attendance, because college costs go beyond tuition. Keeping dreams on track, regardless of performance or injury. And creating equal opportunities and inclusive environments. It's about respecting college athletes and prioritizing fairness to build a pathway to lifelong opportunity.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level.
56-45 Cougars, 15:55 to play.
And CSU holding the 11-point lead here. Clayton State has only made 12 field goals in this game. They've shot 19 free throws, made 16 of those, and that has allowed them to hang around. And really what CSU needs to avoid in this spot is one of those 4 or 5 minute stretches that we've seen a lot this year where they go scoreless. They had an 11-point lead against North Georgia last Wednesday night, and that evaporated. So CSU needs to keep playing well here and maintain this lead.
Yep, we went 5 minutes without scoring last Wednesday. It ended up costing us the game. We went 5 minutes in the first half without scoring, and that wiped out a 12-point lead we had at that time. Lakers with the ball. Kinsey. Long two, short. Cam Paulding a strong rebound. Cam's really had a good game tonight.
He has. He has played very well on both ends of the court.
BG gets it to Zay Horton, gets it back to BG. His pass is not a good one. Turnover. Into the front court. Kick it on the wing, and BG just stole the ball. Well, the Tasmanian Devil is at it again, and he's bumped and fouled in the backcourt.
Well, the Tasmanian Devil took a bit of a spill there, and he landed right on his hip. And as you would say, Scott, he's felt better.
But he's okay.
He's okay.
All right. So Zay Horton will get it in just to our right here. Get it into BG, who nods his head, says he's okay. Gets it to Anthony Moore. JT way out on the right wing. Zay up top between the circles. BG way out on the right wing. Hart is on him. Up top, JT, a long three. Good!
Boy, that was a beauty. That's JT's first basket of the night, so he's on the board.
And that's our biggest lead. 14 with 14:57 to play. Hart to Kinsey. Gets it over to Abrams. Drives to the baseline. Squares up, shoots, and scores.
Well, a much-needed hoop for Clayton State to cut the lead back down to 12.
That breaks a 8-0 run. Zay, left wing. Bounce pass to Cam Paulding. They knock it away, and Cam touched it last, out of bounds.
A little bit of a lazy entry that time by Zay Horton, and Kyle Kinsey able to get a hand on that ball and create a turnover.
All right, into the front court now. Abrams gets it to Hart. Williams right through his hands again, but this time Cam touched it last.
You know, keep in mind, Clayton is a 6-17 basketball team. You get one of these teams down 12, you just need to go ahead and bury them.
Williams gets it into Hart, and Anthony Moore blocked his shots into the hands of Brian Gibbons. Pass is deflected, but to Zay. JT, Anthony Moore in the paint, reverse layup, good. He got his man in the air. He was fouled. Count the bucket.
That was pretty slick there by Anthony Moore. He was facing Big Williams down there, who goes 6'10", and he just really tied him up in knots, got him up in the air, and chance for a three-point play for Anthony Moore.
So the youngster out of Central High School in Phoenix City makes the free throw. 62-47 Cougars, 13:49 left here in the game. Driving in, Kinsey, a floater outside the lane. No, rebound knocked out of bounds, belongs to CSU. The baseball team doing their thing again. They are worth the price of admission themselves, the baseball players, with what they bring to the atmosphere of these games.
Absolutely, they get into it. We were talking to one of the officials at halftime. He even got a kick out of those guys over there.
JT along, a three from the corner, air ball long. Hart back the other way. He missed a three. Rebound goes to JT. To Brian Gibbons. Gibbons into the front court. Brian all the way. And a one-handed tomahawk dunk. A posterizer for Brian Gibbons. Are you kidding me? Hello, Sports Center. Timeout. Clayton State, and listen to this crowd. How did he do that?
That was some serious elevation right there. He got that ball, and normally you see him kind of ease to the side and lay that ball in. Not that time, man. He jammed that one home. That was a huge dunk from BG.
And that has this crowd up and roaring here tonight. 64-47. Man.
Well, BG, in the first half, he started very quickly, kind of went to sleep during the middle part of that half, but he's come out here in this second half. He has 9 points in the second half, and I'll tell you what, that's one of those, it happens usually about once a game. You and I turn and look at each other, and that was that play tonight. I mean, that was unbelievable.
And not only that, he got me up out of my chair, and at 65, that's a task, brother.
Yeah, he did. He got you out of your chair there, and you may be feeling that a little bit later or possibly tomorrow, but it was worth it. What a great play by Brian Gibbons.
Oh, my.
Well, whoever bought a ticket tonight, that was worth the price of admission on that play. No question about it. That was unbelievable.
Well, we still have 13 minutes to play. 64-47 CSU. I would have paid to see that. And I don't like to pay for anything. Head of the key, free throw line, kicked it out on the wing for three. No, and the rebound. Williams had it. We strip it away. It's loose on the floor in the lane. Bryant Gibbons dives to the floor to tie it up in a held ball. Well, he's everywhere tonight.
I was going to say he's in the middle of everything. When that ball went to the floor, he was right on top of it. And at the start of this game, you said, hey, let's have Brian Gibbons have one of those nights. And it started out good, slowed down a little bit, but he has turned it up here in this second half.
He's got 19 points. He's a guy that can take over a game on both ends of the floor. Senior out of South Bend, Indiana. JT behind the arc on the right side. Zay Horton down the left side of the lane. His shot is blocked, and he gets it on the floor sitting down, and they reach in and tie him up. Held ball, the arrow belongs to the Lakers.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where Zay thought he had a clear lane. You don't see a lot of 6'10 guys in the Peach Belt, and Williams came from behind him that time and got a little bit of a piece.
Into the front court with 12:08 to play. Lakers with the ball. They're down 64-47. Up top, Hart. Zay's guarding him. Hart lost it. JT has it. 3-on-1. JT alley-oop and another dunk from Brian Gibbons. This time a two-handed dunk. JT hit him on the numbers, and the crowd is up roaring again.
Well, Brian Gibbons is creating his own highlight tape here tonight. Two monster dunks.
And Zay just stole the ball. Zay back the other way, drew the foul as he hits the floor, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. That'll get us to a media timeout and allow all of us to take a breath with the Cougars up 66-47 with 11:24 to play.
through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Well, it's a party on Herbert Green Court with the Cougars up 66-47 with 11:24 to play.
It really is, and CSU has outscored Clayton in this second half 19-7 to stretch the lead to 19, and it's been a dunk party here for Brian Gibbons. Probably the two best dunks all year, and it's enjoyable for me not only to watch but to sit here and listen to you call it, because you've called a lot of good things over the years, and that's the fun part about it when you see plays like that.
Yeah, it really is. That's what keeps the engine ticking at 65 after all these games, to have a night like we're having here at the moment.
And you said it's got the one got you out of your seat. Not a lot gets you out of your seat, and that one was certainly worthy of that.
Zay misses the first free throw. And the second one is good. So Cougars with a cozy little 20-point lead with 11-12 to go. Kinsey head of the key. Abrams. Cam Paulding stole it. JT has it into the front court. He throws a bad pass. Kinsey has it. They got a run out, 3-on-2. And it's blocked from behind by Zay Horton, but he fouled him, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Zay got his money's worth on that one.
He did. Very hard foul on Sams that time. I think JT might be headed to the bench after that pass. We'll see. Carl Ivey at the table.
Well, get warmed up for your story time.
Yeah, well, you know, Brian Hart in that first half did a lot of talking. And I remember an Auburn, Kentucky game many years ago, Charles Barkley was playing, and there was a player for Kentucky named Charles Hurt. I don't know if you remember him, big, strong guy, and he came in and antagonized Barkley and got him thrown out of the game. But tonight it doesn't look like we're going to need any of those tactics, so I'm not sure who Robert would use to do something like that.
Free throw was good, but wave it off because of the lane violation. 67-48. That was a great strategy by Kentucky that night.
And it worked. Barkley took the bait, and he was out of the game.
Anthony Moore drives, and a goaltending as Big Williams got his hand inadvertently caught up in the net on that one.
So Anthony Moore gets the field goal there. He has 9 points. And Cam Paulding goes to the bench. Great effort by Cam Paulding tonight. And if we can get him playing well, that adds another dimension to this team.
Well, we talked about it earlier. 10:37 to play here. Cougars up by 21. When this team is playing like this, jumper from the free throw line is good. When this team is playing like this, there's nobody in the league that wants to play them.
Yeah, and when CSU gets out and gets those dunks and gets running, you're right, Scott, there is not another team in this league that really wants a piece of CSU.
The question is, Carl Ivey up top for three, can they sustain it in the Peach Belt tournament coming up in these last 3 regular season games?
Well, that's a tough question to answer because they go through those dry stretches where they can't score.
Long pass out, Zay Horton, and missed the tomahawk dunk. Well, the building would have fallen down had he made that one. In the lane, shot is no good, but a whistle and a foul.
Well, Zay is mad at himself. Robert's smiling over there, and you can do that when you're up by 19 at home. But you're right, Scott, that dunk would have lit the building up. But getting back to CSU, going through these scoring droughts, they can look so good at times, and they kind of lure you in, and they look so good, and you think, boy, this team could do so much. Then they go through one of those dry stretches and really make you start doubting them a little bit. But hopefully tonight is kind of a harbinger of things to come over the next couple weeks.
Well, I think the word is going to be consistency the next couple of weeks and the rest of the season. Can they get enough consistency? There's BG, long three, no good. Anthony Moore with a strong rebound from behind, off the glass, good.
That's just effort. Clayton not going after that ball. Anthony Moore wanted it more.
Back the other way, and a foul on Carl Ivy, and they'll go to the line to shoot two.
Well, in this second half, Clayton has looked like a 6-17 team. I mean, they are getting beat up and down the floor.
And Hunter will go to the line. Well, we're on the road Saturday. It's our longest regular season road trip, the University Conference road trip, I should say. We took a longer one to start the season, a non-conference game up to North Carolina. We'll be back in North Carolina this weekend at UNC Pembroke, 1:30, 3:30, right here on Cougar Sports TV with the audio only. They're wiping up sweat down in the lane. Hunter Preston does that and gets a big hand from the pep band. Hunter smiles. I don't know if there's a nicer man anywhere than Hunter Preston.
He's a cool dude.
He is. He is a good guy. And he's having a really good year and couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah, he really kind of picked this team up when they needed a lift. And you're right, Scott, he's had a nice year.
Hunter with the ball on the arc in the paint, drew the foul.
You know, Hunter Preston, one of those guys that, you spend a lot of time around these guys, and he's a great guy, and he's a very unselfish player. He just wants to win and just does anything that Coach Moore asks.
Anthony Moore, baseline jumper, no good, and the rebound goes to the Lakers. Kinsey got it caught up on his hip for a moment there, gets it over to Hart. He drives in, puts a shot up, misses it, and he gets the rebound and puts it up and in.
So 22 now for Hart, but he's been pretty quiet here in this second half.
Well, that was one of the things we talked about. We had to find a way to slow him down, and we certainly have done that.
They've done a nice job on him in the second half.
Zay, Carl Ivy down in the left corner. Anthony Moore, mid-post, fouled by Hart.
And that was a mismatch there. Hart cannot guard Anthony Moore down in the post area.
Devin Porter Wilson checks in. Carl Ivy checks out. We've talked about the baseball players here tonight and doing that great job again. The baseball team back in action this weekend. Ragsdale Field, Burger King Stadium. Flagler comes in for a 3-game series. We started conference play by taking 2 out of 3 last weekend from UNC Pembroke.
That's always a good thing, winning those weekend series.
Hunter Preston and a jam in the paint. Hunter joins the jam party.
Yes, he does. Hunter also can get up very quick. Nice left-handed dunk.
Kinsey in the paint. High, good. 73-56. Brian Gibbons drives into the paint and drew the foul. We'll go to the line to shoot a couple with 7:33 to play when we come back from the media timeout. Cougars up 73-56 with 7:33 left here on Cougar Sports TV.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why CSU should be.
There are
Then all CSU in the second half, leading the Lakers 73-56, 7:33 to play.
4 players for CSU in double figures tonight. Bryant Givens, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Cam Balding with 12 and 8. Zay Horton has 16 points. Anthony Moore with 11 points and 6 rebounds. So CSU getting good production out of those 4 guys. I think the biggest one, Scott, to me is Cam Balding.
Yeah, great job by Cam tonight. As you said, if we can get this kind of offensive production from Cam, things will be really good.
It gives the opponent one more guy to worry about, and if you make them have to guard the post, it certainly opens some things up for BG and Zay.
BG missed the free throw. I mentioned earlier my daughter Lauren's birthday. Your baby girl and your lovely wife are in attendance tonight, and your baby girl is about to graduate from high school and attend CSU. How did that happen?
It went by in a hurry is all I can say. Very proud of her. She just does a great job, great student.
Air ball out of bounds.
Sometimes, Scott, you look at your kid and you go, how did they turn out so good? And I'm bragging a little bit, but it's the truth.
No, you should. Congrats to both you and Elaine.
Well, thank you. And as you said, she'll be a student here at CSU in the fall.
And I know you're very happy about that.
I am. CSU, great school.
And she'll be right here at home. Zay Horton, jumper, good.
Yeah, nice move by Zay. He kind of looking over at the officials. Now, Zay, when you're up 20, you don't need to do that.
6:56 to go. Kinsey's bumped, fouled, made the basket.
They're going to count that?
Yeah, they did. That was sort of like a continuation play there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a continuation play.
This has been a long game. And part of it is because of the fouls.
Yeah, Clayton State has shot 23 free throws.
We've got 2 more home games, or rather 1 more home game left. Just 1 more regular season home game remaining, and that's next Wednesday night when Georgia Southwestern comes in. Hunter Preston, baseline, gets it to Zay in the corner for 3. Yes, sir!
That's really pretty. He has a beautiful looking jumper. 21 points for Zay Horton.
3 up top, no good. Hunter Preston with a rebound. Cougars up by 20, 6:20 to play. Stanley Taylor, jumper outside the lane, no. Rebound, Lakers. Pass is knocked away by Devin Porter Wilson out of bounds. Still belongs to Clayton State. So 3 games left regular season after tonight, 2 on the road. Foul.
Another foul. This one on Stanley Taylor. That's a good call that time. Stanley didn't move his feet. Put a little bump on Kinsey.
So Kinsey's who's had a good night. He's got 19 points. First free throw is no good.
The pep band's calling for somebody. I don't know who. I need to check the old roster here.
Free throw is good. 79-60. BG into the front court. Devin Porter Wilson. Zay head of the key. BG. Hunter Preston puts it on the floor. Free throw line. Kicks it to Zay. High pass. He saves it. And up to BG. 5 on the shot clock. A long three. No good long. But Zay Horton runs down a long rebound. Well, after the really disappointing loss here at home last Wednesday night, this is just what the doctor ordered. BG baseline. Zay open in the corner again. Good again. Zay Horton stole the ball in the lane, off the glass, good. Zay Horton doing Zay Horton things again.
Yes, he is. 5 quick points there for Zay. Gets him up to 26, and he has, we've talked about it, 30 on Saturday, so he is really piling up the points.
And the three is good.
Jordan Curtis knocking in a three for his first points of the night.
84-63.
You know, and I agree, Scott, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for CSU. They needed a game like this.
Stanley Taylor missed it. Hunter Preston got it off the glass, good.
And I don't know if CSU can get to that 4 spot, probably not.
Rebound CSU, run out. Here's Stanley Taylor with a two-handed dunk.
And that dunk almost seems anticlimactic there based on what we've seen tonight.
Timeout with 4:08. That's the kind of night it's been, though, right?
Yeah, it has been a great night. And Stanley Taylor, even he doesn't look happy over there. He looks a little disappointed.
I'm not sure what the Russian judge gave him. I think probably maybe a 6 or a 7 or something.
You rarely see 2 10s from the judges in one night, but those 2 dunks by Brian Gibbons were every bit of a 10, no question.
Hey, look, if the NBA dunk contest last weekend, I think you or I might have gotten a 10. Well, the way they were handing out 10s like candy. We were watching it on the bus trip coming back home.
That tends to devalue the 10. I didn't watch any of it, I must confess.
It was entertaining. I'll tell you, it was entertaining. But they started handing out 10s too early, and they backed themselves into a corner with it. But at any rate, yeah, those 2 tonight would have been 10s.
They were the best 2 dunks I've seen in this building this year. But, I mean, let's give Stanley Taylor. He did get up there and get it over the front of the rim.
Yes, he did. Clayton stayed into the front court down the left side of the lane. Hunter Preston blocked the shots. Robert Davis Jr. gets it to DP. Alley-oop. Stanley Taylor off the glass, good.
Well, if that would have been Brian Gibbons on the other end of that pass, we might have seen another one. Tay just couldn't come up with a pass there.
3 for Abrams is good again, 90-66. DP looking to get it in. He does to Old School. Gives it to Robert Davis Jr., the young man out of Mississippi. Gets it to Chris Old School Horton out of Shaw High School. Hunter Preston out of Alabama, and a one-handed dunk down the middle of the lane from Hunter Preston.
And if this keeps up, Scott, we might need some judges in here. CSU with quite a few dunks tonight. Hunter Preston, that's his 2nd or 3rd.
92-66. 3:04 to play. Up, no good. Rebound, Old School. Outlet to DP. DP head of the key. Everybody looking for an alley-oop now. DP drives, missed it. There's a follow slam by Hunter Preston. It's the Oprah Dunk Show. You get a dunk. You get a dunk. Everybody in a Cougar uniform gets a dunk. Timeout, Clayton State.
Well, this is fun.
Yes.
Very fun. It's been a great night, and CSU with that big 94-66 lead, and Hunter Preston with another dunk. He gets into double figures with 10 points. And this is a really nice way to go into that long trip this weekend. Pembroke, a very good basketball team who CSU defeated here early in the year. And I tell you, if you could get a sweep against Pembroke, that would be big. And losing that game last Wednesday night was really a killer for CSU. That would have kept them within one of Augusta, but they dropped that one, but making up for it here tonight with a big win over Clayton.
Well, we talked about it early. If you can just improve these next 4 games, counting tonight, and get hot going into the conference tournament, then who knows?
Who knows is right. All you have to do is win 3 games.
There's a 3, good, 94-69. Robert Davis Jr. into the front court, alley-oop, and a layup this time for Hunter Preston.
Very disappointing, very disappointing.
Numbers in reverse, 96-69. Cougars on top. There's a 3 by Hurt, that's good, 96-72. DP into the front court. There's Stanley Taylor and a 2-handed dunk for Stanley. I bet he likes that one.
Well, he certainly should like that one. That one much more impressive than his first one.
I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this.
If we would have known this, we would have been keeping up with the dunks. I mean, CSU probably has 9 or 10 of them tonight.
Jordan Jedneski checks into the game. Hunter Preston comes out. A big roar. Robert Davis Jr. first free throw is good. 1 away from the century mark. And Robert can put an exclamation point on it right here. We still got 1:51 to play. There it is, 100. Into the front court. Head of the key. There's Abrams for another 3. Man, they've made some threes here after the game got out of hand, didn't they? 100-77.
A little bit too late. Abrams has kind of caught fire.
DP gives it to Tay, kicks it out to Jordan Jedneski. Old school for 3, no. DP ran it down on the wing, back into the paint, layup, good.
A nice play by Devin Porter-Wilson.
Long pass back, and Hart lays it up and in, 102-79. Let's see if we can get Jordan a basket here tonight.
Well, I thought he probably should have shot the last one.
Alley-oop to Old School, comes up a little short. Jordan got it back, and he scored. Ask, and ye shall receive. Jordan Jedneski with a basket.
Well, he should give Old School a pat on the back there for missing the dunk. It came right back to him, and Jordan Jedneski laid it in. Good for him.
Got a rebound and a basket. All right, into the game. Aubrey and Kemp and Adrian Gaines. School and Devin go out.
Now, can either of those guys dunk is my question.
I mean, that seems to be the first thing we need to ask on the resume for tonight's game.
I'm telling you.
And the job application. Ball knocked out of bounds.
Well, I'm not sure if they can dunk, but they obviously can't get the ball in. I'm sure Robert will let them know about that.
Driving to the baseline, they kick it in, and they get a dunk, although it's a very weak dunk. 104-84. Alley-oop, and a 2-handed slam for Stanley Taylor. Jordan Jedneski put it on the money, and Tay slammed it home. They get a 3 back the other way. Robert Davis Jr. with the slam. 108-87. They take a 3 and they make it. Well, they're raining threes We're slamming it on the other end. It's 108-90. 15 seconds to go, and if you missed this one tonight, you missed a fun night.
You really did, and the crowd is as into this game as they've been all year. And see, these guys, they put a show on tonight. It was a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to listen to you call all those dunks. It was a great night for CSU.
Well, nice job, my friend.
Enjoyed it.
And we'll see you back here next week. Mike Sanda, the former Cougar greats, and we'll come back and talk with Coach Moore on the postgame show. The Cougars have won it 108-90. Scott Miller back at Herbert Green Court, where the Cougars have beaten the Lakers 108-90. And Coach Robert Moore joins us on the postgame show. My friend, your team put on a show in front of a great crowd here tonight, and what a night it was.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you play Clayton State, which is our rival, it becomes a game where everybody get excited about, and I think our guys just got in transition and got a lot of dunks, and the fans kind of like that.
I would say so. It was Dunk City tonight, man. We had so many things going on. We got off to a great start. We hit 3 3-pointers right out of the chute to get a 9-0 lead. We built a 12-point lead. They answered back, but then we answered, and really the second half just took control.
Yeah, and I think the second half we really just started sitting down guarding, and we played man-to-man, and our guys just got in the passing lane and got some easy buckets, and that's really started us in the second half. I thought Clayton did a great job coming back in the first half to keep it a good game, and then we just ran away with it from there.
I thought you really did a great job on Hart. It's going to be deceiving. He's going to end up with 30 points,
right,
but a lot of those were in garbage time. He had a great first half, and you totally shut him down when the game was still in doubt.
Oh, Scott, he's a great player, transferred from Lincoln Memorial, one of the top D2s in the country, and he just knows how to score. So our guys did a great job of just trying to keep him in a box the second half, and I thought we did a good job on that.
Well, let's look up and down this list here. You and I have talked about Brian Gibbons not having one of those monster games yet this year. Well, tonight he got off to that great start, and he finished strong, and he had 22 points on the night.
Oh, he got us started early. He started making shots early, and man, you've been waiting on that to come all year long. If Brian Gibbons can start playing that way throughout the last 3 games and in the tournament, I like our chances, Scott, because he's the key to this team, and he knows that if he's playing really well and sharing the basketball, everybody talk about the dunk, but what about the 2 passes? He dribbled baseline and hit the Zay for 3s. Those are winning plays.
Indeed, and I was about to get to that. Not only did he have 22 points, he had 8 assists, 2 steals, and 8 rebounds.
Oh, man, he was close to a triple-double, and he's the leader of this team, and he knows he's the heartbeat of it. If he's playing well, we're going to play well.
And you mentioned him. He had 26 points tonight, and I like to say it's Zay Horton doing Zay Horton things.
When he gets in that paint area in the Peach Belt sign, he does a great job, and Zay gave him trouble all night by post-ups and at his mid-range game.
Well, boy, we really needed this at home after a disappointing home loss last Wednesday, a thrilling road win on Saturday, and some great momentum here tonight.
Oh, man, you talk about all the time. Momentum going into the tournament. All of the great Herbert Green teams started playing really well toward the end of the season, and you got to prepare yourself for the tournament. If our guys can keep playing defense the way we're playing, I think I like our chances.
Pepsi player of the game?
We got to go with Brian Gibbons. He got us to a good start and almost came close to a triple-double.
Brian Gibbons, the Pepsi player of the game. Let's talk about now we go to North Carolina Pembroke. We we picked them off here, and it'll be always tough at their place.
Oh, yeah. They had us down 13 here. We came back and made a great win, got a great win. It's always tough at Pembroke, but I like our chances, Scott. Our guys really get up for that game.
Well, before I let you get out of here, I want to let everybody know that with your win tonight, you have moved into second place, passing the legendary Frank Sonny Clements, who started this program, and now you are in second place in all-time wins. It's Herbert Green, Robert Moore, and Sonny Clements.
I just like to be thought about in that company, man. Those two great coaches, and anytime you can have a career and sustain a long time at a college, and you know from the beginning when me and you became good friends, I bleed red, white, and blue. CSU. There's no other place I want to coach and no other place I want to be. So I'm in great company with Sonny Clements and Coach Herbert Green.
Well, I couldn't be happier for you. You know that. And to get such a milestone victory in your career on such a fun night makes it even better.
Oh, better, Scott. And it's just I just want to thank you, thank the administration, Todd Reese, my athletic director, and everybody that's just been so supportive of men's basketball ever since Coach Green and Sonny Clements started this program. It's just been great, man. And, well, I'm going to keep this team going and see how far we can go this year.
That'll, baby. Go be with them.
All right, thank you.
Coach Robert Moore and the Cougars have won it 108-90. And CSU goes to 10-7 in the league and 15-10 overall. And we're at North Carolina Pembroke on Saturday, 1:30 for the women, 3:30 for the men, right here on Cougar Sports TV, audio only. I want to thank everybody involved with the broadcast on that end across the floor over there. Thank you, fellas and ladies. And a great night here. Once again, your final score, CSU 108, Clayton State 90 on this winning night on Herbert Green Court. This is Scott Miller saying so long, everyone.